We love supporting the local schools here at TVA, and it's really important that we know what's happening in the sporting world of the schools here. And we've got an expert in this space, Bobby Ecker from Vail Mountain School, who's the athletic director and is going to give us a recap on the winter season and then what's coming up for the spring. Hi, Bobby. It's so good to see you.
Hello. Thank you. Thanks for having me today.
Thanks for joining us, and thanks for taking us through everything that has taken place over the winter. You guys have a lot of sporting teams that kind of go through the winter season, and so let's start with basketball.
Yeah, so winter sports kind of just came to an end. I think state championships for basketball are finishing up this week, and our boys basketball team had an amazing season. We won our district for the second time in school history, which was amazing. We had a big showdown at DeBeck High School versus Vail Christian, and Vail Mountain was the winner of that game, only by a couple of points. I want to say it was about 9-point win. And then that trajected us into being the host of a regional tournament, which was very exciting. It was the second time that Vail Mountain School has hosted the regional tournament, and it was a 4-team tournament. Last Friday, there was a team called Lotus School of Excellence played a team called the Lions, and Lotus won that game, and then Vail Mountain School played a game at 7 o'clock, which we won. And going into the finals, it was Vail Mountain School versus Lotus, and we unfortunately lost that game, and that ended our season. That would have the winners of those games went on to the state championship to play down in Denver for the final 8. And unfortunately, we didn't make it, but it was the furthest Vail Mountain School's ever gotten. So pretty cool for our small little school to be able to win the district and host a regional tournament and get that close to being able to be the final 8 in the state. We had 4 seniors this year, Cole Pattison, Peter Hughes, Beck Sapp, and Nick Kerwood. So, all 4 of our 5 starters right there were seniors. So big shout out to those guys. And funny enough, all 4 of those guys are now transitioning into spring sports with lacrosse. So good season for the boys basketball team.
Yeah, you guys have had kind of a roller coaster of emotions with that season coming to an end so abruptly right there, but making it as far as the school has made it is so incredible. And you guys are such just like a perfect little mountain, like abode school that I'm sure all the other schools came and played at VMS, and then they were like, wow, we want to be at school here. And so they just had to step up their A game to win.
Yeah, super fun. It's kind of a change of the times. 5 years ago, we weren't really that competitive of a basketball school, and I think the youth programs around here have really helped out. And we've had 5 years of being a really competitive basketball team. So it's really good to see here at this small little school in Vail.
And it's cool to see you guys progress as you're getting more into it and getting more intense with the sport itself, how much further you guys are able to go even year by year. So that was a quick, nice basketball recap. You've got some other winter sports that take place, some Nordic skiing. How did that go down for both the boys and the girls?
Yeah, so we have a Nordic ski team and we have a Alpine ski team. And the way Alpine and Nordic work kind of throughout the season, you have a bunch of different races, and you have an opportunity to qualify for the state tournament. Vail Mountain School, I want to say we qualified six skiers all in for boys and girls for Alpine, and we got out to states, and I want to say we finished 5th place as a team. We had a couple high points. Cole Pattison was a senior on the ski team. He was able to get 10th place out of a pretty large field of skiers. Overall, Vail Mountain School had a really exciting year for Alpine. And on the Nordic side of things, we had about 4 guys qualify. And we had one big shout out, our senior, Cami Johnson. She's what's called a ski meister who competes in both Nordic and Alpine, which is crazy. Their schedules are wild throughout the winter and a lot of activity for those kids. And Cami was our only person who competed at the state championship for the ski meister, and she got 4th place overall, which was amazing. What an amazing feat for her and for our team. So yeah, Alpine just came to a close right at the end of February. So that sport is now done, and those players are now transitioning into spring sports as well.
And so have we covered all of the winter sports? Is there anything we're missing?
Well, we do have a climbing team that not many people know about. We have a senior climber named Peter Falk, who competed at the climbing state championship. He was the first Vail Mountain School student to ever climb at a state championship. So big shout out to him. I think he was one of 64 climbers who were able to qualify for that tournament. And it was a pretty amazing opportunity for Peter Falk to climb at a state level. So that was our other winter sport.
You were right. I had no idea that you guys had a climbing team. And so now as we transition into spring, there's a lot of things that participate in spring, a lot of sports that you've got coming underway, and especially as summer is coming so quickly, I feel like. So let's get into the spring sports. How are you feeling going into that season?
Well, personally, we're feeling a little bit stressed. Winter sports went all the way up to spring sports, and now we just started for spring sports. We got boys lacrosse. We started last week. Girls soccer. We also have a girls golf team, and we have a girls tennis team. The girls tennis team is kind of interesting. We're similar to like Battle Mountain hockey. We're the only girls tennis program here in the Valley. So kids from Battle Mountain, Eagle Valley, Vail Christian, and Vail Mountain, we all kind of combined here at Vail Mountain, and they play tennis for us, which is pretty cool. We have about 30 girls on the team, which is a massive roster for us. And they had their first tournament down in Glenwood, which we won. So we're 1-0, which is great. We have a full varsity and JV squad. So girls tennis is hit the ground running. And then boys lacrosse is actually starting their first games next week. We have a game on Wednesday down in Denver versus Littleton. And then on Friday, we're going up to Summit. So about to start playing a lot of lacrosse. Games are going to be happening 2-3 times a week all the way through May. Girls soccer, same deal. We actually have our first game of the season for girls soccer coming up on, looking at my schedule here, next Saturday, the 19th of March at Battle Mountain. It's going to be 11 a.m. varsity and 1 p.m. JV. So big crosstown rival. Should be a really fun season. Battle Mountain is a division above us. They're in 4A soccer, and our girls team plays in 3A soccer. So kind of playing a different size school, but we had a really successful year last year in our girls soccer program, and we're excited to play a crosstown rival. We also have a girls golf team. As you know, we just got a bunch of snow this week, so we're not on the course quite yet. We are supposed to have our first tournament in Gypsum at the end of this month. Hopefully the snow is able to melt down in Gypsum so we can play that tournament. And then they kind of force a lot of their season into April and May. And it should be a lot of fun. We have mostly girls from Vail Mountain School on that team, but we also welcome a number of students from the Vail Ski and Snowboard Academy that golf for the girls golf team at VMS. So that will be going underway. Right now, the girls are golfing, hitting out of simulators and doing workouts in the gym and stuff like that. So once that grass is available, they'll be out there on the pitch and golfing. So those are the spring sports that are kind of just ramping up and getting going, and we're really excited for a spring sports season starting very soon.
Very soon. You guys are so busy, and sometimes I listen to all of the things that you have to like oversee in your job, and I'm like, wow, like my arms aren't even big enough to fit around all of these activities you have happening right now.
There's a lot going on, but it's a ton of fun.
It seems like a ton of fun. And so is there a sport that you're particularly excited about as we go into the spring season? Because I know that there's a little bit of lacrosse history with you. And so I would imagine.
I mean, I root for all of the teams equally, but I do coach lacrosse. I think I've been with the lacrosse program at VMS for 7 years now or so in some capacity. I used to be the head coach, and now as the athletic director, I've stepped into a JV assistant coach role. So yeah, very, very excited about lacrosse. I've been on the field every day with the guys and getting ready for our first game on Wednesday. So yeah, should be pretty exciting.
Some of the other fun things that you guys do at Vail Mountain School is you do things like Ski Wednesday. You have a skate club. You guys make sure that the kids are always kind of in motion and really living their best outdoor lifestyle here in Vail.
Yeah, it's super fun. We try to use our backyard as much as possible. Our sixth graders are all out right now, actually on a hut trip, which is pretty cool. You mentioned the skateboard club. We have all sorts of really fun things that the kids get to kind of opt into, and we really do try to use our backyard as much as possible. So it's a pretty fun opportunity for these kids.
Bobby, thank you so much for taking the time out of your very busy schedule and chatting with me and getting us all caught up on what's happening with Vail Mountain School right now.
Awesome. Thank you. Yeah, we'll be in touch as we start playing games and get the scoreboard going again.
Yes. Well, you can come on Good Morning Vail anytime. And of course, the scoreboard is up and going. And we love to have you guys, and we love to support you guys through all of the big kind of ups and downs in your seasons.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Take care.
Make sure that you tune in because we always got the best sports coverage going on here at TV8. And we love to bring all this information to you and keep you in the know. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show. Welcome back to the scoreboard. I'm your host, Maddie Evans. Now, it's really important at the end of every ski day that you take care of your gear properly. And there's some just little tips and tricks to help you do that and to help it last for an exponential amount of time longer than you would anticipate. So I've got a little bag of tricks below me, and I'm just going to pull things out, and we're going to chat our way through them. So let me go down, pull something out. First thing we're going to talk about is a ski boot. Now, you're always like, that's easy. You just take them on, take them off, like skiing them, enjoy. But it's really important that at the end of every ski day, you buckle your ski boot up. So I just unbuckled these for the demonstration because as they sat here for maybe all of 2 minutes, you can see that the plastic is starting to push its way back out. And now this happens because the plastic originally comes straight and they form it to the shape of the boot, but then they also can customize the boot to form it more properly to the size of your leg. So these are fully customized for me and my foot. So after every ski day, it's just really important that you buckle that plastic down to keep it in that exact same position and in that same shape, so to last you not just one but multiple seasons. Oh, I can't get that one. There we go. And it's really important that the other thing you note with your ski boots is if you do have them custom, like this is fully customized to my foot. So it was vacuum sealed to make sure that every little thing that I had as kind of a pain point went away and fit perfectly around those pain points. So if I were to take my boot and leave it in front of some heat for too long, like a space heater or in front of the fireplace too closely, that plastic is going to morph back into its original form, taking all of those customizations out of the ski boot, which then puts you at ground zero and you have to get all that work done again. So just make sure you're taking proper care of your ski boot. Now we're going to go back down into the magic box, and I'm going to talk about mittens. Mittens are really important that you keep these in good shape. And I like to ski in the leather mittens just because they're nice and windproof and waterproof. And it's important because I'm always so cold that I like to stay as warm as I can. And this has always been the best option for me. But with the leather, when you get it really wet when you're out there, maybe skiing some nice powder, you just want to make sure that you re-waterproof them at the end of those days where they're getting pretty nice and soaked. And right now, if you feel my mittens, because I was out there with my dog running around just a couple hours ago, they're pretty cold still and just a little bit wet from playing in the snow. So just make sure that you take these out of your boot bag as well and you give them the space to dry off. That will help preserve the leather and just make them last a lot longer and stay nice and clean. Now, we're going to go back down. This is an important one, and this is one that people always look over, and it took me losing a pair of my favorite goggles to this to realize that I needed to be better about doing it. So a lot of people just take their helmet off, leave their goggles right there on the top of their helmet as they put it in their boot bag because it's going to be a nice, safe place for your goggles in the bag and on top of your helmet. You're like, oh, I won't lose them. But as you let your goggles and your helmet sit like this, the longer you let them sit like this, the more compressed this foam is going to get. And especially if it gets wet while you're out there on the slopes, then that foam will start to deteriorate a little bit. And when it does that, then it's going to start to flake off. And so just at the end of every ski day, take your goggles off of your helmet and allow them to dry themselves, especially that foam, and allow your helmet to dry out. I wouldn't put it directly in your boot bag after skiing, especially if you were maybe one, sweaty up there, or two, there was just so much snow and you were just covered in it the whole time. You just want everything to dry out properly, and that way it doesn't ruin itself. So we're gonna put this one back in my magic box. The final thing I have to talk about is Nick wax, and this is really important if you're like, oh man, my jacket is so dirty. Maybe you have a lighter colored jacket, or your pants are so dirty and you want to wash them because you want them to look good and nice and clean still. It's really important that you use this as you are washing them because you can wash them in the washer and dryer like regular, but this is going to help preserve that waterproofing that's on your outer gear, and especially if you have something like Gore-Tex, only because that Gore-Tex is such high level that you don't want to wash it away at all. And so this Nick wax is going to help prevent that. And you can get any of these products that I've just shown you at any of the great local shops that we have around downtown, so just make sure that you're taking proper care of your gear. That way it will last you a long time. Those goggles that I just showed you, this is my 3rd ski season with them. This is my 2nd season in those ski boots, and those mittens, unfortunately, are brand new because one of them did not survive the beginning of the ski season. That's been some tips and tricks from us here at TV8. Make sure you're taking proper care of your gear. We're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we've got more of the show. Welcome back to the show. I'm so excited because this is such a special segment, and we've got Rachel Levitsky from Beaver Creek to join us and take us on a nice little tour around Mccoy Park.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to be bringing you up to Mccoy Park today. 250 acres of new natural terrain. It is beautiful out there. I can't wait to experience it with you.
And we're on Mccoy Park Express right now, making our way up. The sun is out. We're kind of seeing a just crazy amount of weather conditions out here today.
A little bit of everything in weather and in terrain. You got it all.
Which is the perfect combination to
It
get out and
is.
enjoy the mountains, because then you really get to experience everything they have to offer.
You sure do. So we're up here on Mccoy Park Express now. Accessing Mccoy Park is through Larkspur Express, Strawberry Park Express, or Upper Beaver Creek Mountain Express. Got a mouthful of different opportunities for you to come up and access Mccoy Park.
Which is incredible and so fun for everyone to come up here. And at the top, Candy Cabin.
Oof, Candy Cabin. The Swedish fish. The chocolate covered Swedish fish. I am a big fan.
I think that maybe on the way out we'll have to stop and check out the Candy Cabin and just take a little peep inside.
It could be a reward for experiencing Mccoy Park.
I mean, double the rewards here. Getting to go on all the diverse terrain, just looking out ahead of us. There's so many options for all the littles and those adults that are just learning to ski, which is super fun.
Absolutely. We've got 14 greens and 3 blue new trails out here in Mccoy Park. And then there's a little bit of everything in between too. It's a serene bowl environment, so you can go in between trails a little bit, find some powder stashes. There's something for everyone. You get to choose your own adventure. So fun.
Well, Rachel, I think that maybe we should stop talking, enjoy our chairlift ride, and then hit the snow.
I think that's a great call. Beautiful snowfall the past few days. We have some awesome powder in here. We've got some great groomers in here. Come out and enjoy it for yourself.
All right, I think that we're gonna go and we're gonna take our chairlift ride nice and easy, and then we're gonna enjoy what Mccoy Park has to offer.
Let's do it.
So pretty up here.
So pretty, and you can usually see the gore too. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, how incredible. I can see this why this is your favorite. We've made our way to the top of one of the lifts here in Mccoy Park, and Rachel, we're in such a beautiful spot right now.
We are. We're on the back deck of Eaton House right now, which just conjures up this serene and beautiful feeling. It's perfect right now on a cold and sunny day. It's perfect on a snowy day. You've got an inside warming room, and I can't wait for spring skiing back here.
I mean, the views from back here are so breathtaking, and then you said we had panoramic views earlier, and you meant it, because what's behind is so mesmerizing, and the trees covered in all this fresh snow. It's like a breath of fresh air.
It truly is. It makes you take a deep breath. It makes you think about how beautiful this area we are is. You know, I love just spending time here. I think I might move my office out here.
Me too.
Let's do it.
I'm gonna second that motion.
They've got Wi-Fi.
Perfect. And inside there's a really cool mural that really brings to life exactly what you guys have done with Mccoy Park in such a way that it's educational, but also it's inspiring.
It is. We worked with the U.S. Forest Service, the White River National Forest, to create this mural inside Eaton House. It's a QR code that you can scan and learn all about the habitats that Mccoy Park provides. Mccoy Park is a wildlife sanctuary in the summer, so it is closed in the summer for elk calving specifically, but it's home to so many different types of animals and creatures. We're so lucky to have it, and we hope you come learn more.
It is so incredible in the Rockies in the summer, And so I would imagine that this area is breathtaking and the wildlife lives their best life, luckily, in this sanctuary that they get. And how incredible of Beaver Creek to pull all of that together.
Yeah, absolutely. They do live their best life. And so do we.
And so do we. I know, look at this view behind us. Our office today is terrible.
I know, right? Can't complain at all.
Can't complain at all. I think we should go inside, warm up a little bit, and then take a couple more runs. What do you think?
Let's do it. Love it.
Rachel, thank you so much for all of the fun and showing us everything Mccoy Park has to offer. You weren't kidding. There's something for everyone out here.
There really is. Come choose your own adventure out here. And thanks for spending the time with me. I love getting out here, and I hope you all come and join us too.
I think that maybe we should sneak a couple more laps in without anyone knowing, because the snow is so good and it's in such a beautiful area. Make sure you come up to Beaver Creek and you enjoy all of the diverse terrain that it has to offer, and especially up here in Mccoy Park, because it's the newest expansion and it's incredible.